Welcome to the Paranormal Update by Hometown Ghost Stories. On these episodes, we go over the news about the ghosts, UFOs, cryptids, and more. Today, we have a chilling story about a message left in a closet in a family's new house. We have chilling stories from a graveyard and a couple of con artists that scammed a bunch of people out of a whole lot of money because they claimed to be psychics and they turned out to be scumbags. That and some weird things with Dave and more. What is going on, folks, and welcome into Paranormal Update, where we talk about the news about the ghosts. I'm Jesse. I'm joined by Rob. Hello, Rob.
I am excited to do a paranormal update. It's been a while since we've done one.
It has. And we're also joined by Dave Wilkins. Hello, Dave.
Hi.
Hey there. Good to have you. So today we have a few news stories that we're going to talk to you about in this Paranormal Update. And let's kick it off with this story about a couple of scumbags. They're named Dave and Rob. What do you guys got for us?
I knew it was. I knew that was the joke coming, and I bet all our listeners knew as well.
Aha. We've done a lot of episodes. These jokes aren't going to get any better. So this one is a psychic fortune-telling scheme. Two people have been arrested by authorities in Pennsylvania after they reportedly swindled victims out of more than $600,000 in a psychic fortune-telling scheme. The Montgomery County District Attorney Office says that Gina Marie Marks, 52, and Steve Nicholas, 40, operated out of the business Jenkintown Psychic Visions and allegedly convinced victims that they were cursed and needed expensive rituals to remove the spiritual afflictions.
There's an old adage that says a fool and his money are soon parted.
Yeah. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of you have a really expensive curse. It's got to take some really expensive rituals.
Just so happens I know how to do it.
Yeah. Investigators say that the two collected cash, jewelry, clothing, concert tickets, and gift cards to remove the curse.
I was going to think, to get rid of this curse, I need 4 front row tickets to Jelly Roll now.
Literally what they were doing. That's insane.
The only cure is P.D. Pablo tickets.
That's actually the curse. They both face charges for corrupt organizations, theft by unlawful taking. That just sounds like theft.
Right?
Theft by deception, dealing in the proceeds of unlawful activities, receiving stolen property, and fortune telling. Fortune telling is just a crime?
It's a crime?
Why is that listed under the crimes? But yeah, these people suck.
Yeah, it's sad because people are usually going to them because they have nowhere else to go sometimes, right? Like they're looking for a reprieve in whatever. They're looking for a lifeline, and that lifeline is being thrown out in the form of a scam artist in this particular thing. And I do believe that there are possibly some very good psychics with good intentions out there, but this is clearly one of those fields that could go either way.
Oh, it's a field that's flooded with frauds, and that's not saying that all of them are frauds, but it is flooded with frauds. And most of them, most of them, even the ones that aren't really psychics, they still they'll run a legitimate business and do their best at fortune telling or palm reading or something like that, and whatever, sometimes they probably get stuff right. A lot of times maybe they get stuff wrong, but at least they're they have good intentions.
They're also mentalists who can do it and say, this is not real, and I'm a mentalist, and what I'm doing is tricking you. There are plenty of those out there too, and a lot of them debunk the frauds.
Right.
So
yeah.
This is another level, though.
This is just straight up thievery and scumbaggery. It's just because you're taking advantage of people, but it's also it's different than other scams that we've come across when talking about like psychic mediums and stuff like that, where some of them are just, you know, the ones that are on stage and it's like, okay, people will pick apart what they do. Or, you know, you had the ones with like going back to like Abraham Lincoln, where you had the spirit photography, which was just some sort of double exposure, and they were taking advantage of people that were, you know, grieving after the loss of loved ones in the Civil War and stuff.
Right.
These people are just straight up thieves, like thieves with a elaborate scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My favorite one of recent memory, and I brought it up once or twice on the show before, but was that TikTok psychic that was just absolutely terrible. And she
Oh,
was like doing readings on the toilet while on TikTok and stuff. And she's sitting there and she's just like, you got to send me a lion if you want me to do your fortune. And everyone's like, what does that even mean if you don't like go on TikTok enough? And that's like the currency on TikTok is like animals and plants and stuff.
Yep.
It's an insane currency, basically.
It is.
Not doing this for less than a lion. Just like when we go negotiate things, that's what we need to start saying. Like, we need at least 13 elephants to do this show, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about? What does this
We
mean?"
deal in circus animals.
I don't even leave the house for less than an antelope.
It's going to be
So that's that story.
75 white-tailed deers and 3 jackrabbits, please.
Ridiculous.
That's how we're going to start charging for our merch as well.
That's right.
Please don't. send us
Yeah, I don't
emails.
want to. Poor Dave has to check the PO box. There's going to be an anteater crawling outside. I'm so thirsty. That's how they talk.
God damn it, another snapping turtle.
Dave's running out of fingers over here. Please stop sending them the snapping turtles.
Dave, do you want to either get into your article or your weird things with Dave now?
I'll do something strange with Dave at the end. I'll do my next article.
I do like that every time we introduce that segment, it has a different name. Like you just introduced something strange with Dave.
The original was something strange with Dave.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll try and keep it to the original. But this one is, I mean, this is also something strange, but this is more on the lines of the paranormal. This is disturbing photos taken at a cemetery linked back to one of North Carolina's greatest ghost stories. This was in Stokes County, North Carolina, posted yesterday. Tragedy has a way of lingering, like the car crash that spurred the haunting of Lydia's Bridge in Jamestown, or the construction accident that gave rise to the Little Red Man in Old Salem, which I wrote that one down because I want to look into it. But some tragedies leave more powerful legacy, one that spans multiple towns, or in this case, counties. It's one of the most well-known ghost stories of the Piedmont Triad, so much so that Netflix filmed a whole 6-episode series, 28 Days Haunted, centering alongside it 2 other hauntings.
And what a series that was.
What a series that was indeed.
Well, if you don't know, the story was of a Stokes County family and how its patriarch, Charlie Lawson, killed 6 of his children and his wife on Christmas Day in 1929. Merry Christmas. 28 Days Haunted focuses on Madison Dry Goods, a store in the town of Madison in Rockingham County. Before becoming a general store, the building was a funeral parlor where the victims of Charlie Lawson's massacre were embalmed.
This is the location where they used the helmet in 28.
It's not just the helmet, Jesse. Show it some respect. It's the God helmet.
The God helmet. For 28 days, ghost hunters lived and slept in the building with no access to the outside world, with cameras rolling to capture every stomach-turning moment. However,
correct,
there are more alleged hauntings linked to the Lawson family murders. After the bodies were embalmed at the funeral parlor in Madison, they were taken to Browder Family Cemetery in Germantown, where the family was laid to rest in front of thousands of mourners. But some say they never found rest. We met with a woman, Sonia Cox, who says she captured something she can only describe as evil at that very cemetery. Quote, a couple of years ago, my mom and my son and myself and some friends went at night, she said, at like 10 o'clock at night. She says, legend has it, if you put baby powder around your car and go there, children's handprints will appear. And that's what they did. She said, quote, I had my Nikon professional DSLR camera with me. And she added that she tried to take some pictures of the graveyard with it. It completely would malfunction and it would not work. So they took out their phones. Quote, it wasn't until I got home and really started looking through those images that I saw some things that were kind of disturbing. Some of the pictures looked like static on a TV. Some were just white, others black. What they could make out, however, were strange orbs and what looked to be handprints in the baby powder on the car. But there was one particular image, and I have all these pictures. I'll pull them up and show them in a minute. But she said there was one particular image that looks to be an image of a person leaned up against a tree looking right back at us that some have saw and thought looked very demonic. Quote, she said, some have saw. The thing appears
some would say some have seen.
Some would say some would have seen. Yes.
Good job, Dave.
The thing appears to have horns on its head and just has a demonic look to it, like a demonic type spirit, like a ram's head, end quote. The daughter refuses to keep the picture on her phone, and Cox has never printed it until she decided to speak with us. But it was after she revealed the picture online that people started commenting with their own stories. Before we get into those stories, I will show you some of these pictures.
I'm excited to see them. The handprints with baby powder thing is not just at this cemetery. This is something that is done frequently. This is generally a bridge thing. At like a crybaby bridge, people will put the baby powder on their car.
Yeah, you got to add some of the crossroads as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it was Jeff Bellinger who we had on the show. He was one of the writers for Ghost Adventures and does his own thing, author and everything. Somewhat local to the area. But he had brought up that like you could go out to your car right now and put baby powder on it. You don't have to be at one of these locations, and it's just going to show all the handprints that you normally wouldn't see on your car anyways. And that was an interesting debunking of some of these things, but that's not to discount them, but it is an interesting explanation to it. So encourage people to try it out. This is very, very clearly handprints.
Right. So I think what you could say, and if the person's being completely honest, is if you put the baby powder on the car, you would see the handprints immediately if it was what we were talking about. But if you put the baby powder on the car and then drove through and then got out of the car and saw the handprints after, that would be different, right?
Right. Yeah. If they're fresh prints, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So here's that. And then here's a picture of the family that was massacred. And I'm sharing it because it's pertinent to the story, but also, I don't know, that dude looks creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This family didn't have a good barber.
No.
Rest in peace.
They definitely didn't, but the father
I think he's the one we're talking about. I think is the killer.
The father, right? The guy.
Yeah.
He looks insane. And then the reflection from the oldest son's eyes over there on the left side of your screen looks like a demonic Cody Rhodes for our wrestling fans.
Yes. So the other pictures are as follows. So here's one of the TV static here that they're talking about. There's another picture of the graveyard there. There's the handprints that we saw. And here's the picture of the demonic creature that they believe they saw. And so he's over here. You can kind of see his head there. Shoulders, looks like he's almost leaning up against the tree. Legs down here. And they kind of highlighted it over here.
You kind of see the eyes too,
the eyes, the horns.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So
I what they're saying, but I would like a picture of that area during the day because it sort of looks like it could be a gravestone and then maybe some of the tree branches coming down.
Yeah, it could be. I was largely unimpressed with the photos until they highlighted it here. And I definitely can see what they're talking about. So it's creepy if it is what they say it is, but who knows? Like if Rob said, it could just be nothing. But we go on here. One commenter, a man, said he went out to get some video a few weeks earlier and went home to edit it late at night. At home, he kept hearing knocking sounds behind him. He couldn't explain where it was coming from and was worried that something had followed him home from there. Cox said, quote, when he saw my pictures, it kind of reaffirmed what he thought might have happened, and it really freaked him out and scared him. Cox has gone back out to the cemetery since that day, but only when the sun is out.
Gotta get your Cox out at the cemetery.
That's right. The strange photo is as a constant reminder of why she won't be going back after dark. That was worded weird. But yeah, that's the spooky cemetery pictures in North Carolina.
Some good pictures, some pictures that looked like it was just a camera malfunctioning. Like the static one was weird, but doesn't strike me as paranormal. But I mean, everything malfunctioning, we've all been there. Cameras not behaving at notoriously haunted places, so could be something. Yeah, in that. Again, I would like to see a picture during the daytime from what you said there, Rob. But I saw the shape, and we got what we like, which is a really shitty picture that we can look at and be like, I kind of see it.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like the really good ghost pictures. We like the bad ones.
That's right. And what we really don't like is when we get a whole article talking about the really scary pictures and then they don't share the pictures.
Oh, that's the worst, isn't
It's
it?
the worst.
Especially when they talk about how it was captured on a captivating video. You're like, okay, let's see it. They just don't have it. Like, and they don't. They're so scared that they don't share the video. Like, why'd you write this article?
And you'll never see it.
The source, trust me, bro.
Yeah, definitely happened.
Well, we can move on to another chilling tale that I do have a picture of the thing we're going to be talking about. But this one is titled Family Move into New House. Chills at message found scratched inside closet. A homeowner endured a few sleepless nights after discovering an unsettling message scratched in the back of a closet in her 1920s home. Madeline Jones and her family moved into their new home in Arlington, Massachusetts a year ago.
I know Arlington, Massachusetts.
I also know Arlington.
Was the message
It's there?
Licking County Jail is the closest thing to hell?
Imagine if it was. But we should just start scratching that into every place that we go to. We will.
That's
not.
vandalism, Rob.
I know. But didn't notice anything was amiss until she recently began reorganizing her clothes. That was when she saw the chilling 15-word message written in the back. Quote, "It's way in the back of a probably 3-foot closet."
That was the
That's the message.
You have reached the back of the closet.
Which, by the way in the back of a 3-foot closet is not way in the back. I mean, I understand it's the back, but it's not way back. That's arm's length.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah, like you wouldn't say you buried the body extremely deep into the ground, 3 feet.
It says 3 feet as 3 feet gets. So, quote, "It's way in the back of probably a 3-foot closet, scratched into the contact paper. It totally creeped me out," Jones told Newsweek. Etched crudely into the wood at the back of the vintage piece of furniture were the following words, quote, "A red river clogs my eyes as I slide down deeper from despair to death," end quote.
Jesus.
So yeah, I'll say it one more time because it's chilling. "A red river clogs my eyes as I slide down deeper from despair to death." And I'll continue reading the article in a second, but what I want to do is share my screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what that could even mean. It sounds like somebody dealing with depression after a traumatic event, maybe, but the Red River. Yeah, that's creepy.
So here it is, the thing that they found in the closet. So you can clearly see that is what it says. "A red river clogs my eyes as I slide down deeper from despair to death." So very chilling message. Kind of weird that eyes is almost sort of cursive where the rest of it is not as well.
The cheese look cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the one word is in cursive.
Yeah. So that is that's the actual picture of it. I'll continue the article now. Jones's home dates back to 1924, meaning the message could have been written anytime in the past century. So far, her efforts at finding the origins of meaning behind it have been fruitless. Quote, "I initially thought it must be song lyrics, but my Google search didn't turn up anything. I showed the photo to all my friends and family who were equally spooked." That's just extensive search right there, just throwing it through Google.
Yeah.
The lack of answers and the fact it felt like something out of a horror movie left Jones suffering from a few sleepless nights. Who could sleep 5 feet away from something like that, she said. Well, she thinks 5 feet is like...
Yeah. If 3 feet is way deep in the closet, 5 feet is a mile.
Yeah. Jones would be forgiven for thinking something paranormal was at play. While it's not the majority, a significant proportion of Americans do believe in the supernatural world. Earlier this month, the Gallup poll revealed nearly half of U.S. adults, 48%, believe in psychic or spiritual healing. Slightly fewer, 39%, believe in ghosts, while between 24% and 29% say they believe in 6 other supernatural phenomena, including telepathy, communication with the dead, clairvoyance, astrology, reincarnation, and witches. Eager to get answers, Jones took to Reddit, posting a picture of the message under the handle U Vitamin MM. I love posting on Reddit. On Reddit, you get on Reddit, where you get all your exclusive frog answers. Over here on Reddit, I love posting on Reddit. You get such a wide range of reactions. My personal favorites are the people who accuse you of staging something like this for upvotes. Jones said, "Why is that your personal favorite?" One user described the message as an example of high school teenage angst. Another, meanwhile, shared a memory of doing similar. Quote, when I was 12-ish, I distinctly remember writing weird things on the wall of my closet over the door where they'd never really be seen. Things like, I will burn this house down and I hear voices at night. Why? I wanted someone to be scared if they stumbled upon it. We'll have to check if it's still there next time I visit, which is kind of fair because you see people do this during house renovations too, where they'll etch something in the wood as they're doing the renovation so that if it gets discovered in 100 years,
I did it.
or yeah, what did you do
Yeah.
again?
I had a post go viral on Facebook because we before we did the addition on our house, we just renovated one of the rooms upstairs that's not even there anymore. But I ripped the sheetrock off, and on the wall, the board behind, I scratched "We're in the walls" and put claw marks down. I was like, "This is really gonna freak out whoever does the demo there." Funny enough, a couple of years later, we did the demo there, and it didn't freak me out because I knew who did it.
Had to do it to the new places, to the new addition is what you should have done.
Wouldn't be as spooky because the wall before looked a lot spookier because it was from the 1940s. But these
That's
ones
fair.
are just, Home Depot plywood.
They still could be in the walls, Dave. You're
It's true.
underestimating the wall demons. It turns out that may not be a million miles from the truth of Jones's situation. I talked to our neighbors who had lived next door since the 70s, and they told me that 3 daughters shared our bedroom. 3 daughters in one bedroom, which is a maximum of 100 square feet in the 70s and early 80s, Jones said. Upon further investigation in the closet, there are a number of things written inside, Eileen 84 and I love Gary, with Gary crossed out. My ultimate conclusion is that this was the early 1980s emo musings of a teenage girl. Still not the kind of thing you want to find etched into your 100-year-old closet wall, though.
Did you say Gary?
Gary.
Gary.
Yeah. Gary.
Gary.
Despite the unsettling nature of what was written, Jones has no plans to get rid of the wardrobe. It's a closet, so we're pretty stuck with it, she said. I may wallpaper over it at some point, but I am enjoying the creep factor for the time being.
Mm.
So they think they found what it could be, but not a. But that's very different from I love Gary and like a name. That's some poetry. Some
Yeah, it
dark
is. And
poetry.
I know they said they Googled it, but I just did a slightly more in-depth search through ChatGPT and had it check not only song lyrics, but poems, literature, and anything else that it could find. And there is nothing anywhere.
Yeah,
The
I've
closest thing
been
is
relentlessly thumbing through a book of poetry that came up in a quick search, and I can't find anything with those exact wordage.
the closest thing that came up with was there was a fragment from it's a Madame de Stael Corinne, which says "from despair to death," but it doesn't have the rest of it.
Yeah, a red river clogs my eyes is the scariest part. Just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as I slide down from despair to death is chilling and all, but a red river clogs my eyes. Hard pass on that particular situation. But I thought it was thought it was a cool thing because I've always wanted to. You always want to. You do and you don't want to find stuff like that when you're in a new house or a new environment. You don't. You always want to have that discovery, and then you're like, do I really though? And when you do, it could be as scary as that. So
I'd just rather find cash in the walls.
hell yeah, that as well. I would like to find cash in the walls as well.
That would be ideal.
All right, everyone's been waiting for it.
Something Strange with Dave. This month's headline for Something Strange with Dave is Chunkosaurus Rex wins Texas's inaugural Fat Squirrel Week. That's weird.
Chunkosaurus Rex is the name of the squirrel.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Chunkosaurus Rex.
Chunkosaurus Rex.
It's a pretty good name. Solid name. 10 out of 10. Rotund rodents from across the state of Texas competed in Texas Parks and Wildlife's inaugural Fat Squirrel Week, with a squirrel named Chunkosaurus Rex taking the spot.
They get a whole week?
They get a whole week.
There's a whole Fat Squirrel Week? It's not even a day?
A whole week. Chunkosaurus Rex, a resident of Dinosaur Valley State Park in Glen Rose area, was crowned the competition's first ever winner after a bracket-style competition using social media likes as votes. Chunkosaurus Rex faced off against Chuck Norris from Fort Richardson State Park after fellow Final Four squirrels Nutella from Lake Mineral Wells State Park and Stanley, the Texas Tank, from Claiborne State Park were eliminated. But Chunkosaurus Rex was the winner. And, of course, must share the picture of Chunkosaurus Rex.
Was it Chuck Norris or Chunk Norris?
That's a good question. I'll have to go back and hang on. Look, actually, let me see. Chunk Norris. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that is much better.
Yeah, because Chuck Norris is just, he's great and all, but we need to spice it up a little bit for a fat squirrel.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
there he is.
Beautiful artwork.
This was somebody's first time using Photoshop, and they got a little excited.
Yep. That's right. There he is. Not as fat as I expected, but he's definitely a chunky guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got a waffle right in front of him to eat with an acorn on it. So
naturally, fun fact about squirrels that I learned recently is that they bury their nuts and then they forget where 95% of the nuts they buried are buried.
I mean, not the brightest animal as we know.
No, nobody ever accused them of being brilliant, but I just thought that was interesting. Like they bury them and then forget. It's kind of funny.
They are insane in the roadway too. Like,
oh yeah,
like they run out of the road and then they run right back at the car.
Yeah,
and again, like, dude,
they're not winning any awards for their intellect.
No, just for being fat, apparently.
They are winning some awards. Yeah.
Not completely devoid of awards.
Well, that was something strange. Also, I don't think they need a whole week. I think they need a day, but
yeah, maybe a couple hours.
Yes. A couple hours. It's Fat Squirrel Hour here. It sounds like a radio station thing. It's Fat Squirrel here at WAFN.
It's Wally in the morning with Fat Squirrel Hour.
Oh man, well, I guess that is going to do it for this paranormal update. If you find any stories, please send them in, because otherwise we have to talk to you about fat squirrels for the entire show, and we could use the articles. But for myself, for Dave, for Jesse, we'll catch you later. Peace.